3, 2, 1, activate.
And the 15-year-old girl's driving napalm straight at the brick wall. David Crosby, the last time he was on the programme, did his nut. And there's Sir Killalot coming in round the back. He's mean, he's moody, he's magnificent, he's menacing. Napalm, one of the heavyweight robots, but look at that, a lightweight in the arms of Sir Killalot. And the chainsaws come off. That's the weaponry gone. 16 inches long it may be, but it's no opponent for Sir Killalot, and he could dominate Robot Wars. Napalm's driven in onto the tag track.
3, 2, 1, activate.
I wonder if they'll use those cold chisel spikes at the wall. Thinking twice about it. Good steering. Oh, taking on the circular saws. And caught by the saws, grinding hard. There goes the lifting spike. They're off the circular saws now. Now, can they get away from our squeezing ram rig? Waiting their time. Chris Loader once wore a plastic biking outfit, and it's gone through with the power of Thor's hammer! And they're through! Great run! And I thought it had gone horribly wrong when they steered into the saws.
3, 2, 1, activate.
32-year-old Colin, the driver, a market stall worker. His sister Julie, wanting the snow plough to push anything out of the way. And Brian Newcombe, the third member of the team, once built a shed. Well, the shed stood up, and so did the wall. I'm not too sure whether Fiesta Resistance will. Under the tusks of Matilda. And here comes Sir Killalot. And look at the power. And look at the bad mood. It's picked up like a piece of fluff. Piece de resistance. No resistance there. Surrender. And the hopes of Colin Scott left hanging by a thread.
2, 1, activate.
But to run the Gauntlet, I don't think they're using the blade, they're using the flail. On the big drive chain there. Driving seems to be a bit of a problem, though. They've lost their way. I think steering's a bit of a problem here. Daniel Bushnell and Martin Beckett at the controls. They're all over the place. Crashing, bumping, barging. Oh, no. And now taking on Sir Killalot. The only weapon he has is that flail. There it goes. He's knocked off the 3-metre marker. Sir Killalot closes in, though. Can he stop that flail? Flail rock and roll.
Cease.
Caliban dead and buried. Hoisted by his own petard.
3, 2, 1, activate.
13-year-old Gareth Goddard is the design man behind Victor. Attacking the wall and through. But there's a brick caught underneath, only a 5mm ground clearance. Could be a trouble there for Victor. Straight down the middle is a problem. And I don't think that lawnmower blade will be a help. Not with Sir Killalot in. We know he can squeeze and break metal, but he can't catch Victor. Go on, Victor. Victorious. And through.
3, 2, 1, activate.
I think this is a solid-looking robot. Veering towards the wall and then changing direction. Surely they're not going to take on Sir Killalot. And the pitch. And also on this near side is Sergeant Bash. If they can get beyond Killalot with a little turn of pace, they do. Matilda comes in with the chainsaw. That's a horrible sight, isn't it? Another pit, they've gone beyond the pit. Now in comes Bash, beyond Bash, what a brave run! Terrific stuff by Demolition Demon and throw.
Roboteers, stand by.
Mace with Shane Howard and Brian Fountain.
3, 2, 1, activate.
House robots to the left, but straight against the barrels, replacing the brick walls beyond the lifting spikes. And now taking on the ramp. Good speed by Mace. It can get up to 5-6 miles an hour off the ramp. Steering problems, though. In comes Sergeant Bash, a lick of flame. Trying to ram Bash, which is always a mistake. With that grinding disc at the back, but they're trying to power their way through. There's dead metal pincers. But as the circular saw comes down, Mace drags dead metal over the line. They're through. That's a good run. Through those barrels as if they didn't exist.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Wheelosaurus, driven by 55-year-old Peter Gibson, its creator, taking on those barrels with the big steel spikes on the outside of those Victorian pram wheels, and now through to the ramp. Down over the seesaw, full Wheelosaurus taking on Sergeant Bash with a circular saw. And again, but flipped on its side, Wheelosaurus. Can it pick itself up? Yes, it can. To go back at Sergeant Bash, then Nipple's in there as well. And that looks like the gas canister's been ripped off Sergeant Bash. Sergeant Bash is in real trouble here. It's been immobilised by Wheelosaurus. Who'd have thought the Victorian pram wheels could disable Sergeant Bash?
3, 2, 1, activate.
Death Track, the next robot to take on our Gauntlet course, driven by 30-year-old Nicky Murphy. Veering towards the circular saws and the ram rig there, squeezing in from the left. You get up to 8 miles an hour, Death Track. Not using the detachable wedge made from steel, the weapon. Ooh, the circular saws biting into that 12mm steel plate chassis. Still ongoing, Death Track. Deciding to go backwards, rather bizarrely. And stuck in there, really, not making enough progress. Rammed towards the circular saw blades. And that was the decision which has cost them. Backwards, backwards. Why?
Robot ears, stand by.
Well, have they got it ready? Fingers crossed for Robin Williams, the driver, and the Leviathan team.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Will it activate, though? Yes. Taking on the barrels. Looking smooth so far. No steering problems, it would seem, using that petrol-driven chainsaw to smite the barrels out of the way. Sir Killalot closes in. Now what's going on? Sir Killalot has picked it up, wrenching one of the wheels away. Oh, look at the faces. Sir Killalot in for the death blow on its side, going nowhere. What a nightmare. Have they done enough? Anxious moments. Sir Killalot simply lifted it up like a leaf, and they're slammed. I think they've done enough, though.
3, 2, 1, activate.
So the electronic engineers start ramming through those barrels. Low robot this, 32 centimetres high, cruising up over the seesaw. Sergeant Bash, revitalised, attacks Tantrum, and Tantrum's through.
Cease.
That's a good run by the brothers. Positive start through the barrels.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Using titanium techno on that blade in the front, Chaos takes on the barrels. Spinning rather crazily. It's a nippy robot. Over the seesaw into Sergeant Bash, blocking the way. Has he got the power to get beyond Bash? No. Retreats as the torch flicks out. Takes him on again. Bashes, barges. And I think they've done enough.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Now with that 24-volt industrial motor, that's a nippy start, and he's chosen the breeze blocks. A bit like knocking your head against a brick wall. Ooh, not once but twice for Challenger, the heavyweight. Now the driver, Steve Dove, wants to ride to the North Cape on a motorcycle. Let's be honest, Steve, you wouldn't get beyond Hadrian's Wall. Look, you can't get beyond this one. And look behind you, Challenger. Shunts after you. And with the blade and with the pickaxe, you could get impaled. And with the 25mm ground clearance, you could get beached on that ramp. And in major trouble here, Challenger, for Steve Dove. Dove? When doves cry? A prince of a performance? I don't think so. And with Matilda about to come in and shake those tail feathers, this could be the robot formerly known as Vicious. Time is ticking down on the challenge of Challenger.
3, 2, 1,
route for Mortis. Again, the wall. Oh. My tip for Mortis, as it powers its way through the wall, would be use that blade on Arthur Chilcott's beard and get a shave. The blade sighs, the electric car motors power up and over the ramp, and there is Bash and Matilda blocking the way. Matilda blocks the way through to the finishing line, all but taking punishment. Look at that Canto blade we warned you about. Matilda beaten. Bash is in there as well. Will we see the flamethrower? Still Matilda taking punishment, this time on the tusks. He's reached the finishing line, almost. Matilda blocks. He's over the finishing line. Now this is an arrogance of power, taking on the house robots, and they don't like it. He's finished. They're over the line, they're through. But Matilda and Bash have got long memories, and they don't like you. This is where the retribution started. They didn't like him coming back and having another go, and into the pit.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Now, will they go for the wall as well? No, they're veering, and they're going to take on the house robots. Matilda's down there, and the first robot you will see beyond the spike, ridden well, is Shunt. With the axe, you'll see the axe in a couple of seconds' time. Shunt pushing Oblivion back onto that spike. Again, riding the spike well, underneath Shunt this time. One of the team, Surin Belandra, likes weightlifting. They'll need some weight to get away from Matilda. And the chainsaw, cutting into that patterned aluminium shell, the same as used for the Gauntlet ramp. Reverse, backwards, sideways, forwards, it doesn't matter when you're taking on Shunt and Matilda. And you've got the death pit there as well. Oblivion awaits, literally. Bye-bye. Oh, tottering, teetering, Tilda's tusks. Ta-ta.
3, 2, 1, activate.
What will Dreadnought have learnt from the first wars? Another brick in the wall. And another. Through though, Dreadnought. But not powering on. What are they doing here? Into reverse. Now, if they're not going to take on that wall, they are surely. No, to the left. Well, they're going the other way now. Now that's a waste of time taking on the robots. Ken Feltwell, a permanent clay modeler. He plays the trombone, and he's showing a lot of brass here to take on Matilda. There, the shot from the Matilda cam. Dreadnought powering beyond Matilda, and through. Well, they made it in the end.
3, 2, 1, activate.
And the chaps from Abingdon have spent £1,500 on those modifications. Slow moving and steady. Ramesses II. Takes on the wall. Now there's that 4-foot-long hammer, and it almost overthrew Ramesses II there, almost overbalancing. The motor very highly biased for that hammer release. Has it got enough power to go beyond the bricks and take on the ramp? Behind, waiting, is Shunt. I don't think Shunt will close though. And there, Matilda, just in case Ramesses can get up and over the ramp. Matilda is there with the chainsaw. The chainsaw against the spring-loaded arm weapon. A mace, 9 kilos, 400 pounds of spring release. Matilda's tusks and the chainsaw to take on that polyethylene industrial shell. And I think they've done enough. Matilda tries to flip.
Cease.
I think they've done enough. Who wants a picture of Matilda's backside?
3, 2, 1, activate.
Was it just me, or did that lifting arm look very, very slow? Beyond the spikes, well, thinking about them anyway, the movable video cassette recorder with the 2 front prongs, and he says he enjoyed watching Oliver making an idiot of himself in the first wars. But what can Oliver do now? A graduate from Reading University flipped up. You can see the Matilda cam there close up. And Oliver, who loves 3D cartoons, this is a little bit Mickey Mouse, and you could be on the way to Pluto.
Cease.
Unlucky. We've enjoyed having the brothers.
3, 2, 1, activate.
I once knew a Mickey who could articulate in all directions. That's a different story. Same sort of hair, though. Those wheels make me feel a little bit funny. In on the ram rig, nothing funny about that for Millie Anberg. Powering the motors away from the ram rig, but there's shunt. Ooh, hair today, gone tomorrow. The axe slices in. One in the eye for Millie Anberg. Got to get out from those sidewalls, away from shunt. Crosses the course, but there's Sergeant Bash! The fringe! Singe!
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Eat me, says the slogan. I wonder if our house robots will chew on that. Nudges delicately through the wall, using that pneumatic bucket. Lift up a lot of weight. This is a good run to the end of the ramp, but Sergeant Bash is waiting with the flamethrower. Think about eat me. It'll grill him, I should think, first, before deciding whether or not he's tasty. But it's through and free. Beyond shunt, great run. That's a superb run by Behemoth.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Rebuilt in just 3 months, so the Seven Vale Senior School in Gloucester pupil David Gribble drives towards the ram rig, closing there to the left. The circular saws to bite on the right, taking advice. Pushed slowly by the ram rig, and little movement from that 24-volt battery, the two-wheel drive. David, who wants to go to university, can't get body hammer moving. There was the Killalot ready to close in. The flipper, no use there on the ram rig. Oh, look at Killalot. In comes his lance. Scratching, mutilating. The circular saws, grinding. Body hammer, jolted, frustrated, immobilized, slowly creaking forward, but stuck.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Well balanced, the machine, not the robot ears. It looks deadly, doesn't it? There is that tail. It's going for the drive between the ram rig and also the circular saws. Something's gone wrong with the steering, though. Just getting caught on the saws. Strange. Razor to take on Shunt and pushing him back. Now that's enormous power. Oh, what a tremendous run. That was formidable.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Front-mounted chainsaw looks deadly, and it's taking on the circular saws from the ram rig, Inquisitor. And some of those circular saws seem to have malfunctioned. That's lucky for Inquisitor. Still got to get past the ram rig, though, and the low ground clearance, that's a problem. Driver Keith Millwood once built a banger car, and he's playing dodgems with the ram rig. And there's Shunt. Beyond Shunt, but crunched into the sidewalls. And pinioned against the deadly tank trap. Now onto the flaming pits at Hades, but through! Good run by Inquisitor.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Elvis eliminated at the Gauntlet stage in the first wars. There's the lifting mechanism. A bit of rock-hula from Elvis. Can't break through that jailhouse rock wall. And in danger of being returned to sender. Slow progress. Slowly and surely. You old hound dog. That lifting mechanism can throw 50 kilos. It's powered from an old welding gas cylinder. It's slow progress. They've only got 3 meters to beat, don't forget. Elvis's smile is fixed. And I think it's going to be a smile of delight. But will they be our teddy bears? Will it be enough for Elvis?
3, 2, 1. Activate.
So Killatron moves slowly towards that seesaw ramp. £300 it cost last year, £200 on top this year, and off the ramp and into trouble because Shunt is there. Oh, pickaxe to pickaxe, and look at the damage created here by Kinetron. Richard's loving that one. Really getting stuck in. Look at this. Pick, pop. Oh, in comes the circular saw though. Danger here for Kinetron. Slicing down to that wheelie bin lid. That's the dead metal camera we've been seeing. With the rhythm of a metronome. Kinetron, has it got far enough down the course? Will it survive this sustained damage? Batter, batter. Kill and clatter.
3, 2, 1, activate.
John Turnbull, guided by his captain, John Pocock. Well, this is a Formula One speedy start. Until then, it wasn't a chicane they hit. It was the Cecil battery switch on or off or get it on and get moving. Because Sir Killalot's behind you. Imagine getting a poke up the backside from him. And there's the pickaxe of Shunt. They can't get any grip. They're wedged in there between the seesaw and the awesome tank trap. Picked up, flicked over, Shumi. Plucked into the air. Oh, and no further.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Aurak, driven by Peter Reynolds. Teammates Barry Davis and Jason Wright. He was once locked out of his flat in the pouring rain, only wearing boxer shorts. You want to take on Shunt with boxer shorts on? And that's a great run by Aurak. They're through. Tremendous stuff.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Here we go then. No, we don't. The pain in the main is heading down the drain, I think. They can't get it started.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Mark Green, Mike Allen and David Hayward all work together with an engineering plant. That's a good run at the start, beyond the spikes and up over the seesaw already into Dead Metaler. This will test the frame of Technophobic. Oh, but the cutting disc doesn't seem to be working. In comes Shunt with a pickaxe. But Dead Metal seems to have a problem there with the cutting disc. Oh, look at that, slicing through the shell of Technophobic. Can it withstand the pressure? Still motoring though. This is a good run into Dead Metal, but that's a tremendous run by Technophobic to get that far. Look at the pickaxe problem. But no cutting disc.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Peter and Phil Duncanson, cousins, and Martin Griffin make up the team. And an immediate steering problem. Which way should we go, lads? I'll tell you what, let's go back into the starting bit. Let's go home. No, let's go left. Let's take on the ram rig. We'll have to get past that. Not this way. Circular saws lie here, down just out of the bottom of your picture. Are they going to get you? I think probably yes. This is called Sir Killalot. He's a nice chap. He'll rip you apart, shred you, spit you out, and whatever's left goes to the circular saws. Oh, boys, not too far. Time's running out.
3, 2, 1, activate.
And there's an extra trap in the waiting here for our competitors. The ram rig just in front of the seesaw. So Killalot there at the top of the picture. Panic attack nervy as the ram rig squeezes in. But now, onto the seesaw. Has it got enough power? Killalot coming in, but holding the seesaw down! Oh, that's demonic! And that's Evil Knievel from Panic Attack! But Dead Metal's waiting! And in comes Shunt as well with a deadly axe! Piercing and punctuating and puncturing! That spider of Panic Attack! What are they going to do now? Oh, that is the eye of the Spidey! And this looks deadly! They're stopped! No wonder Shunt's happy. And that was the tactic used by Killalot. Hold the seesaw down. Had to fly through the air and then in trouble.
3, 2, 1, activate.
He once built an armadillo for his brother and niece, so he's used to building things with protection. Enough protection against those circular saws, I wonder. Oh, this is a good run, though. until Dead Metal comes in and pushes Corporal Punishment all the way back onto the ram rig. But this is a good surge of power and through. Great run.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Team captain Colin Offer there once built a wall-climbing sucker robot. Not a sucker on the spikes away. Good turn. This is a nippy little robot, Ron. Oh, change of tactics. Dead Metal pushing the seesaw over, moving it. Difficult here for Ron to traverse with Sir Killalot right behind, hitting it down. It's lost its way, it's lost its bearings, and Dead Metal pushes it in under. John works with Colin and Chris as a research student. We need to do research on punishment taken. Oh, look at the battering here. From Shunt to the top of your picture and Dead Metal in there as well. And still, Shunt's deadly blade slices in. It's going nowhere here, Ron. Ron should be called ROB, relies on batteries. The battery power is running out, they say. They look in agony. Relief at the end of it all.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
In training, Anthony Lockwood drove this into his radiator and burst the pipes disruptor. There's that tactic again, look. Moving the seesaw away. This is Dead Metal's brain coming into play. This is Disruptor's circular saw taking on Killalot, and that's an unwise move. And Killalot looks mean and menacing. There's the kill cam coming in to try and claw Disruptor into the air and doing so. The lance piercing the undershell and taking a hold. Disruptor's going nowhere here, nowhere fast. The circular saw grinds to a halt. This is a disastrous run. Despondency and gloom. They loved it. The saw against Killalot, don't try that, because he'll go for revenge, and did, and got it.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
The spinning demon attacks the Gauntlet against the ram rig. Doesn't look too steady on those wheels, does it, really? Now taking on the seesaw. It wasn't too steady on the wheels. Those flailing lumps of metal weigh 4 kilos each, but no match for Killalot. Already in there. Well, you may spin and turn and whirl, but against Sir Killalot, that's feeble, but Sir Killalot's dragging him the wrong way. In other words, further down the course. Surely there'll be some sort of steward's inquiry here from the other teams, because they're gaining yardage. Or is there some sort of rhyme and reason to the robot madness? Is he dragging Whirling Dervish to the kill from Shunt? Damage sustained. Well, let's see if the Parthian shot team can make the starting lap. Time ticks down.
Parthian shot. Your time is up. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
Ender Blewett and Chris Kinsey are back then with technology teacher Peter Kinsey, and it looks as if they're going to take on the Sentinel with a little dash of speed. The wheels, tyres from a wheelchair, went for the burst of speed, pronged by the Sentinel, held up here. The two-tone siren you can hear there is a police siren. Robot uses it while on the attack. It's defending there, but through. Oh my goodness me, nearly steered into the pit of oblivion. Torched, but through. The champions are safe.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
8 miles an hour, you hope. Alan Wood, David Wood, father and son, and Peter Holland taking on the Sentinel. There's that mighty pronged assault ram weapon, pinning onslaught against the side fence. 15-year-old David, the student at Westfield School, Queen's Park in Bedford, driving through though. Ooh, but Dead Metal was waiting. A change from the first run. In comes Dead Metal to churn up the steel chassis and into the pit of oblivion.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
The Gauntlet course seems deadlier and deadlier, and Nemesis smiles through it all and immediately veers towards the ram rig here, squeezing in on the left-hand side towards the circular saws to rip up and churn that bright scarlet fur, and waiting there again for them, and he loves them, is Sergeant Bash. He loves a flick, a lick of flame to torch and burn and sizzle fur. And Nemesis stuck. Go on, boys, on fire again! Smoking! Nemesis! Burning! On fire! Waiting for them is Killalot too! Oh my goodness me! Hope's up in flames! Killalot and Dead Metal squeezing in! Burning, boggling Nemesis eyes! But I think they've just done enough.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
So here comes the father and son team. Looks as if it's going backwards. This is the correct direction, driven by 44-year-old Colin, but it's a wide robot at 77 centimetres and always in danger here of being squeezed in the ram rig against the circular saws. They need to time the spurt to safety just right, and I think they have, although Sergeant Bash now comes in with the flaming torch, the circular saw, and look at that, Killalot and Dead Metal. They're all ganging up on this near side. Can they get it onto the flaming pit? Flipped up by Killalot. Oh dear, immobilised. Young Carl.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
So Killalot awaits at the end of the central route in the Gauntlet. Limpet, 28 centimetres high, 75 centimetres wide, 100 centimetres long, takes on the ramp and takes on Killalot. Well, takes on Killalot, crashed by Killalot. He's on top, on board. Is there a loaf of bread there on the back of Limpet I saw? They stuck some sort of bagel or baguette on the back there, haven't they? Yes. Well, they want the prestige and they want the dough from Robot Wars! And one of the tracks is simply snapped! Oh, that's punishing and painful.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Powerful and quick with John Reed, Dominic Parkinson and Rebecca Reeston Brown, and a good surge, but it's taking on the Sentinel. Oh, well timed! Off the line by Dead Metal, but did they cross the line? Come on, judges, I'm sure they were through! Dead Metal pushed them back, and Dead Metal hurt. They're in the pit. Look at the damage they've caused, but did they do enough there? This is controversial.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
So this wedge-shaped robot then, to the start of the Gauntlet. He's going to take on the Sentinel down this path. A little bit of luck and a bit of speed and through, and Dead Metal can't stop it. That's a great run by Cassius. Too late for Dead Metal to come in now. Well done, Rex.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
13-year-olds Richard Mannion and David Isles then at the controls. Those ghoulish pictures. With imaginations like that, you should see a shrink. Oh, Dead Metal comes in. They are a little bit sluggish and slow, and Dead Metal all the way to the pit of the Oblivion! And into the pit of Oblivion they go! Have they covered enough ground now? Around about 10 metres, I'd say. In came Dead Metal. Down, down, deeper and down.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
So here come the two 19-year-olds with Groundhog, this ground-breaking robot. Plenty of ground clearance over the spikes. Ooh, not the best of directions. In comes Killalot for the kill, perhaps. Spiking down on Groundhog. There goes those innovative wheels, spinning. Seems a really good idea to me, but they're going nowhere. As Killalot comes in, oh, it plucks up Groundhog so effortlessly, turns and twists, ready for the kill. No! They've killed Killalot! He's been dragged to the ground. It's never happened before. This is the king of the house robots. This is unbelievable. Just waiting to come down on Groundhog, and Groundhog pulled Killalot with them. And they love it. We've waited for that all series. Marvellous stuff.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Matthew's main job in the team, polishing Sting. David Barker, his daddy in Pritchard, making up the team. Beyond the steel tank trap, and then taking on the Sentinel. Swings that mighty prong, well timed. There's Dead Metal though, waiting, pushing it back onto the Sentinel. In comes Dead Metal circular saw with that 7mm thick mild steel on the shell. I don't think... Oh, yes! It is biting in! It is making an effect on that mild steel box section of the chassis, and down into the pit they go, eventually. Did create damage there, that circular saw. Slowly being eased towards the pit.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Now, will it be all that glitters is not cold-hearted? As Rampage and the team take on the Sentinel route again, already pronged. They've got to get off that. Sentinel swings. They're stuck here on one of the spikes. Is there a problem with the steering control? In comes Dead Metal. You can see there the camera on board. And Kill-A-Lot there as well. Oh, this is a deadly disappointing display for Robert Whittle, the 15-year-old, and Peter Wearing, his uncle. Nudged back almost to the start again. Kill-A-Lot in there, Dead Metal in there as well. Kill-A-Lot with some sort of tourniquet, perhaps repairing the wound from early on. They're trying to splice and slice. Disappointment, and they know it. In came Dead Metal. There's the circular saw doing carnal damage.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Ozzy Bolter used to be a DJ and a band leader. He's quite obviously insane. Here comes Wizard. Ozzy doesn't drive, he's got no sense of direction. Young Richard Johnson's doing the driving, not too well. Dead Metal's in there, but they've covered enough ground. They've covered enough ground. Hardly a Wizard run, boys and girls. Oh, no! Oh, that's mean! You can't destroy the hat! Foul play! Craig! Please, do something about it.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
And they'll need all those batteries, whichever way they go in the Gauntlet, providing they know how to steer the thing, that is. Simon Harrison, Phil Brett and Steve Monk. Come on, boys, steer the thing. There's the ramp, with the barrels on top, up onto the ramp now. Ooh, and off it again. Well, a slightly circuitous route this against the tank trap. There's the ram rig ready to squeeze, and Matilda and the sphere rolling away. They've done enough to push the sphere away. Now can they get beyond Matilda? Sparks fly. They do go beyond Matilda. In comes Kill-A-Lot now, and Bash with the flame. Kill-A-Lot seems to have pinned them down there. Matilda comes in from the rear. Kill-A-Lot's lance doing the damage. That has proved so effective in Robot Wars. Matilda with the chainsaw. Kill-A-Lot with the pincer and the lance. You can see the scratches and dents in there as well. The wheels spin. No traction though. Not a bad run, but have they done enough? King Buxton.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Can generate 1 horsepower with the engines within Robodoc. Matilda comes to meet and greet. Shake a few hands, avoids the spike. This is a strong run by Robodoc. Can they get beyond Bash? And Kill-A-Lot, the Gauntlet is so difficult. There's Kill-A-Lot's camera. I wonder what effect that deadly spike will have now. You can hear the engines roaring. I wonder if they can get up and over Bash with those spike-embedded tracks. Bash in there with a flamethrower, so too Kill-A-Lot, hoisting them in the air! Oh, but look, Kill-A-Lot's on fire! Kill-A-Lot's aflame! Robodoc's in the air! I wonder if they've done enough. And what punishment to Kill-A-Lot?
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Nigel Seeley a bit cavalier in his approach, one might think. But steady so far. Up the ramp. And again, rather curiously deciding against the ramp. Having gone up there, turning, twisting. Change of mind. Nigel and Sarah Burton there. Little bit of burst of speed. Blocked by the Sentinel, whose deadly spike crushes in. 1 Bash and 2, and it gives Kill-A-Lot time to close as well. Back you go is the message. Prometheus being pushed and shoved. Pushing back though itself. Driven by those 4 electric motors and turned up, bounced. Early progress disappearing as it teeters towards the brink. A promising run, it didn't come to much though in the end.
3, 2, 1, activate.
12-year-old Dominic Rott, Dad Werner is a chef. What can they cook up here? Plenty of spikes, plenty of weaponry, plenty of spin. I think Werner's been spinning Dominic a yarn to say they can go beyond Matilda. We thought that 50mm ground clearance might be a problem if Matilda could get in there. Also the Sergeant's circular saw. Matilda seems to be having a problem of her own here. Wedged against the ramp. Killalot closing in as well on Rottweiler. Rottweiler, bit of a puppy, really, so far. Oh, look at this. Eek. He's enjoying it. Oh, look, toothless. A toothless Rottweiler.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Is it just me, or does that circular saw motor look very vulnerable sticking out at the back there? Philip Martin, splendid driving. Straight into the ram rig. Now against the circular saws. Taking on that stainless steel and sheet steel bodywork as Bash comes crunching in. They don't seem to be able to get a clear run down that side of the gauntlet. The sphere comes rolling down. They're going to go back and maybe go down the central route. That's the ramp. No, Killalot's blocking that. Indecision here from Cruella's cost them dear. Spinning like a maddened top. And Killalot nudging it back towards the ram rig route. Really going nowhere fast, and they know it. And I wondered if that was vulnerable. Killalot seen the same thing. Killalot, oh, the sparks fly! Grinding, punishing, penetrating, piercing, punitive, pathetic. Cruella, I don't think you're going through.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Has the potential to be the fastest robot in the field. Straight against the ramp. No one's been up and over successfully. And avoiding the house robots. This is a good surge, though. Matilda blocks. There's Killalot with the camera. They're trapped on that barrel, really. They've got to get off that barrel now. Bash and Killalot and Matilda. They're trying to burn the motors out. The wheels are still spinning, though, on all torque. They can't gain torque and traction quick enough to speed beyond the house robots. Time ticking down. They've done enough, though. They're surely through. Can they avoid punishment? Is there smoke I can see there? There is smoke and flame. They're in trouble here. What damage has been caused?
3, 2, 1, activate.
So it's tally-ho, Talos. And a slow turn immediately into the explosive drums and pin. And in comes Matilda with one shove from those front prongs. Talos getting away. Oh, tusk Matilda. You've let Talos get away, but only into the barrels. Now what can Mike Luke do to steer away? In comes Dead Metal. And Shunt 2. And steady progress made by Talos. Still the barrel in the way. Not exactly a barrel of laughs as Dead Metal comes in. And Dead Metal's gone brilliant! I'm not too sure what role Talos played, but they love it. Let's have a look. It was a little shove from Talos. And only the pincers remain. That's splendid stuff. And the house robots don't like it. Shunt and Matilda in there as well. Oh dear. It's a chilly time for Talos. Ice and a slice. What it needs is a bit of spin and tonic to get away. It's not going to get away. The house robot's going to make sure it's stuck at the bar.
3, 2, 1, activate.
The chassis, though, 5 inches of plywood, as you've just seen. Could that be vulnerable to flame? Well, certainly a lot of power, driven by those A500 series batteries off a wheelchair to get beyond the cement blocks. But have the batteries blown? Matilda thinks so. It seems to be immobilised at the moment. Matilda gives it a little shunt. It's off the ramp. It's stuck in there. There's a problem here for Ivanhoe. It needs to get running and quickly. It's okay. The batteries are okay. Driven on but impaled on that front spike. Done itself some damage there. Away once again. Persistence from Ivanhoe. In comes Shunt. And also the sergeant in there. Still Ivanhoe is going to look like some great metallic grey slug. And it's slugged it to him. They're through Ivanhoe. Great power early on through those cement blocks. Got stuck there, but eventually through. A complete run from Ivanhoe.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Based on an ancient wheelchair once used by the British Legion. Route shoves through the concrete ballast blocks. Needs a couple of runs at it. That allows, of course, Matilda time to come in. Those wheels are plywood. Oh, and Matilda smells wood and goes in. And there's the immediate danger of having wooden wheels. A tired challenge from Brute. Matilda won't retire on this, that's for certain. And Brute's stuck. The teeth can't cut into metal. Those wheels look very flimsy. Brute's going nowhere here. Oh, poor Ben. He loves going to Alton Towers. This is a roller coaster ride that's gone wrong. It's bye-bye, Master Simons and his ply.
3, 2, 1, activate.
I love the added touch here of that yellow flashing strobe. There's a little tentative probe straight away. Against the cement blocks, dodging the spikes too, timing the run well. The second push from Penetrator. Only those two blocks in the way. Steady if slow progress. You can get up to 6 miles an hour. 36 volts of battery power altogether. Oh, and the big heave-ho. But in comes Shunt. That was an almighty block. They may have done enough already. I think now it's a question of damage limitation. And with Shunt around, oh, and dead metal as well. That's always a problem. There's the dead circular saw of dead metal. So far the steel plate construction holding up well. But dead metal forcing Penetrator back. Have they done enough? That's the big question for Andrew Kettle and Stephen Lister. There's the original push on the wall. They got down the course and then dead metal forced them back.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Well, we'll certainly need those hydraulics to lift the wall out of place. And there it goes. Very low ground clearance, only 10 millimetres. It won't be flipped, but it could have problems with the ramp. And those blocks, they've fallen unfortunately here for Killdozer. They're in the way still. If it can lift a ton, let's see it lift a ton. Paul Hart, Steve Scotcher, who's got a very short fuse apparently, and Howard Andrews in the team. Here's Matilda coming in. You know she's got a short fuse. And long tusks. That low ground clearance has caused it problems. Killdozy, dozy, dozy, sleepy show. And in comes Matilda. Pain on the face of the Killdozer team. They're worried that they might not have done enough. We'll wait and see. But there's the original thrust through the wall, which was steady, and that's the problem. You see low ground clearance impaled. They have
3, 2, 1, activate.
Better than Scrapper, Mike. Couldn't be worse. But taking on the brick wall again. Just like so many of the robots in this field. Same route, up over the ramp. Slow and steady progress. Two 12-volt, 15-amp batteries driving it on. But now you see the house robots awake. Dead Metal and Shunt in there. How can he be enjoying this? They took a block, but then they're trying to take the ramp with them now. And now in comes the pressure and the punishment. GBH, grisly, brutish heart from the house robots. In comes Matilda now. That fiberglass body has taken some punishment, hasn't it? Push, 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 they're saying. Almost to the line, Dead Metal. Almost forced back over the line. Well, have they crossed the line?
Three, two, one, activate.
Enzyme is a faster bot than Demon at 6 miles an hour. Again, taking on the Sentinel. Oh my goodness me! What was that? The Sentinel dropped in the path of Enzyme. Good quick burst, but here comes Matilda. And they're almost in the pit, and Matilda senses it, and there's the sparks of celebration from Matilda. Enough's enough for Enzyme.
3, 2, 1, activate.
A quick and clever robot, it would seem. Almost sniffing out which route to take. Taking on the ramp, and the ball, and the exploding canisters, but more importantly, Killalot, quite wisely veering away. Now it can spin quickly, they say, but it's caught on the ramp, and the ball has come into play as well. Pierce has gone behind the ball. How can he see his robot now? Has to dash back. Oh, what on earth is he doing now? Which way is he going? Oh, he's turning the spike. That's what he was doing to try and ram Killalot. Is that wise? Oh, no! That's horrendous from Killalot. Crunch. That's the end of that wheel. Phoenix is still rising and surviving.
3, 2, 1, activate.
But he's spent 4 months building the mule. There is actually an award in the series for the best engineered robot. Now, this could be a leading contender. Dummy throws Matilda the wrong way. There go the tusks. At 80 kilograms, the mule is too heavy to flip, it would seem. Is it mobile enough to get beyond the spike and then dart beyond the Sentinel? Controlling those kicking legs, goes beyond the Sentinel. Matilda goes the wrong way. Splendid bot by the mule.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Tony Lunt's greatest ambition in life was to meet Philippa Forrester. Now, how ambitious is Megahertz? Lovely to look at, isn't it? And going against the angle grinders. And the ram rig, and squeezed in, a suicidal route it would seem, from Megahertz. And it is hurting, but surviving. Now against the mace-shaped pendulum. And beyond that, slow and surely, not down there, surely, the flame pit. Megahertz and the teddy bear surviving. Obviously liking it hot. Killalot to impede and impair the route through. And Matilda just for good measure, but slow and surely, and into the end zone.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Boys from Borden in Hampshire, bordering on the insane. Blunderbird the second. Over the spike. There's the Sentinel with that swinging and deadly arm. Steady progress by Blunderbird. You can see the raising blade on the front. They might have brought out a record.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Romanus Aeant Domum. Romans go home, says Vercingetorix. They want to show the house robots the way to go home. Reach the trial stage, taking on the Sentinel, and pushed against the side wall. It doesn't look exactly mobile. Top speed 9 miles an hour. The Sentinel pinning it on that wall. What on earth is he celebrating? Pushing the Sentinel back? I don't think so. I think the Sentinel... Oh, I don't know. The Sentinel looks to have been a little bit damaged there. And in comes Dead Metal. And that's revenge for his mate, the Sentinel. Vercingetorix going nowhere for the Latin lovers. 2-8, Coatlessum, Arum.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Will it be a sacrificial lamb to the slaughter? Good early speed, can get up to 12 miles an hour, dashing beyond the Sentinel. Dead Metal comes to close. Catches that sacrificial armour. Oh, wow, that wasn't too much. Hard work for the house robots, was it? Let's have a look at the proud boast. Are you sure?
3, 2, 1, activate.
This has got great speed and can take on the Sentinel, I think, and run the Sentinel and Dead Metal. But they're not going that way. They're going to take on the Ramrick and the Flames. That's a mistake. I think they've made a major error of judgment coming this way. They're wedged in against the angle grinders. Dead Metal's come across this side now. They're not going to get away. That's armour-plated aluminium with a stainless steel mesh on the top to protect it. I don't think the house robots will cause too much damage, but it's not going to get away. That's a bad run. Got stuck in there against the Ramrig. I thought this robot would do really well.
3, 2, 1, activate.
I can tell you they were just inside the time allowed to get those repairs completed. And this is a little bit sluggish. You've got to be nippy here to get beyond the Sentinel. You've got to time it right and make sure that Dead Metal doesn't have time to come in and close, and it does. Oh, let's play dodgems, boys. Knock straight back. And you see now Dead Metal's in place. And the Sentinel, even though one of those barbs is bent. How painful to have one of your barbs bent. Actually, it looks as if Dead Metal's circular saw is also out of action there, look, because it's not coming in to test the power of that coated steel polyurethane chassis. They were a little bit lucky there, I think.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Slow and steady, early on, from flirty skirting. These great yellow and black chevrons. Again, looks as if it's going to take on the Sentinel. It's a deadly looking spike in the front and spiked underneath too. In comes the Sergeant. A lick of flame to scorch that paintwork. The Sentinel awaits. Go on, go, 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 go! The Sentinel with a little nudge, propelling it forward. They've done well there. 30 speed, timed that well. Oh, now look! That's the perfect fit for the death trap. And the right colours too, it matches. Go on, get in there. Holding on, in comes Skillalot. Up we go!
3, 2, 1, activate.
Interesting to see the circular saws protected there. We're not too sure if this has got enough power. It's very low at 22 centimetres. The house robots will have difficulty getting hold of it. It's taking on now the Ramrig and those angle grinders, the circular saws biting in. Look at the wheel spin there. Has this got enough power to get away? Doesn't seem so. The Sergeant comes in and Dead Metal. Bit of a scorching time for Angel of Death. The Angel has hardly unfurled its wings so far. Now you see it can't bite down. It's too low for the house robot to get hold of. Miserable run.
3, 2, 1.
Teacher David Crosby's been great fun throughout Robot Wars. Now speed away from the traps, as essential here as it is in a Greyhound race, and Napalm is very quick away and almost through! Well, finally, Shunt comes across. It's too little, too late. Nippy, napalm, napping, nasty house robots. They're through. What a run!
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Ant had his toe run over by brother Mike while testing the robot. Great fun in the Pritchard household. Up comes Behemoth. Up and over that ramp again, but look, there's Shunt. Oh, look at the punishing power of Shunt. Almost lifting there, the seesaw, buckling it. Now Behemoth tries to get that pneumatic bucket to work at the front. Matilda closes in. Grimacing, concentrating, and in pain, and shunted well and truly.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Certainly got the deadliest looking weapon in the field. That Tanto blade up and over the seesaw there. Oh, magnificent stuff! Evil Knievel! The little jump. But it's tumble. Now, can it get those Renault conveyor chain tank-style tracks working to right itself? In comes Shunt. It's taking punishment. I think they've probably done enough to get through, but they will want to avoid any sort of punishment. Matilda in the background, and it's used the Tanto blade to drag itself off. Almost piercing the Shunt camera there. The front of Shunt, and they're through. Oh, and hits back at Matilda after the event.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Roboteer Brian Fountain once made miniature fairground rides from baby milk tins. Yeah, right. Approaching the Sentinel. Oh, is that wide? No, it isn't wide. That's a dummy run, though, by Mace. They turn back to avoid the Sentinel and take on the seesaw with those wobbly wheels. Boys, what are those wheels for in the front? This is the old supermarket trolley you end up with, the wonky one. But still, up and over the seesaw and into Shunt! And Shunt pushes and heaves! Have they lost face with Mace?
3, 2, 1. Activate.
It was supposed to be pink again this year, Kilotron, but Richard Broad bought the wrong paint. To take on the seesaw, slow progress. Can get up to 15 miles an hour, 75 kilos of bot. They easily overcome the spikes, of course. Now Shunt awaits with the pickaxe into Shunt. Also, you can just see the flame of the sergeant there. Through Shunt and Matilda, but there's a spike awaiting. Matilda's tusks underneath Kilotron. Away from Shunt and that spike. Can they get through now? Kilotron turning and through. That's a good run. Well done, Richard Broad. Good steering.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Well, we know what they can do to the house robots. Panic attack spun Shunt off in the sumo ring in its heat. They're now taking on the Gauntlet and needs to cover 6.9 meters. Have they chosen the right option here? Because they're taking on the ram rig and the circular shores. A little bit of pace to get through, can get up to 9 miles an hour. The boys from Mace anxiously looking on, of course. They're last in the field so far. And it's panic across the face of Panic Attack. Well, it's obvious now, I should think, between Mace and Panic Attack. Who goes out, though? Can they creep forward a couple more centimetres? Just a couple more centimetres! There they go! Have they done enough? It's going to be very, very tight. Very tight. Faster.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
History is made on Robot Wars, the first ever race-off. And immediately, Panic Attack makes further progress. You see, that choice of lane's decisive. Panic Attack can take on the seesaw. Mace has to go beyond the Sentinel, which is blocking its path now. So far, it's Panic Attack from Mace. Mace being pinned by the Sentinel and very nearly going there. Forced backwards, just surviving. Meanwhile, Panic Attack takes on Shunt. Shunt holding Panic Attack back. Panic Attack still leads. Thank goodness me! Mace is flipped and survives the flip by Sentinel. Still, though, Panic Attack is further down the course. Mace now needs to go, 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 go. Panic Attack gets a flick of the scorching flame from Sergeant Bash. And Mace is coming back ever so slowly. Mace now pushed away by the Sentinel, teetering, tottering, and gone. And Panic Attack is through.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
110 centimetres wide. Two big Brits own good, and they didn't look confident taking on the Sentinel. It's their only route. Turning to get the circular blade into play, and immediately sparks fly. The circular saw blade with the tungsten tipped teeth, and that's caused damage there for the Sentinel, gouging out metal. They know they're pinned in here. Peter Kinsey, the teacher, behind, and that is disappointing progress, if any at all. And was that a wave farewell from Peter Kinsey?
3, 2, 1. Activate.
This one of the great characters of Robot Wars, Rex Garrett, special effects expert, and through the brick wall, and taking on the huge ball, and into the pit, and there's Shunt to block the way. He loves to take on the house robots or any obstacle he can face, Cassius and Rex Garrett. There's Shunt camera. Oh, look at that! Penetrating punishment. Just giving Cassius a little ventilation, Shunt. But the weirdy beardy continues. Has it done enough, Rex Garrett? Well, he looks doubtful.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Steve Monk, Phil Brett and Simon Harrison have the power and pace here. Oh, look at that, through the brick wall. Oh, Shunt's drunk! He's gone into the pit! Matilda's tusk is bent! Almost out of shape. What a run here by King Buxton! Speed, maneuverability, and they're through! Terrific!
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Mike Rickard, Mike Smith and Charles Lavery have been great fun through Robot Wars. And GBH has been powerful and steady. Look at the front bucket there. Can throw 12 stone. Oh, what on earth were they doing? GBH got the platform. Formless, brainless, hideous GBH.
Robot ears, stand by.
Blunderbird 2, menacing.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
But it's hardly a menacing start. Steady, not spectacular, through the cement blocks, but Shunt already across to cut the route off. And they're blocked in here between Shunt, cement blocks and the ball, and here comes Matilda as well. There's Shunt. Well, Blunderbird 2 forced all the way back from whence it came. Trying to get the raising plough-like blade on the front into play. There's the pickaxe of Shunt, the circular saw of Matilda. And they're going nowhere, Mike Onslow, Brian Gilbert and Ken Burt. Oh, how disappointing. The record got stuck, lads.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Here comes Hardbark, Liz Harrison. In the earlier heat of Robot Wars, splendidly supportive of the robot. Very excitable. Nothing to be excited about here. Look at the dents already, the bashes and bruises. Of a bitter Robot Wars history for Hardbark, and this is a great run through so far, actually, on this near side now. Turning against the Sentinel, Matilda behind there. They've done enough already to go through. Now it's a question of damage limitation, or is Matilda dragging it back? Can Hardbark hang on? Have they reached far enough?